People really think they're out here improving because they watched another Andrew Huberman clip. Everyone trying to sell you the one trick that's gonna turn you into Batman by Friday. Dog, half these people got rich teaching you how to get rich. Dude will be in a perfectly healthy relationship and then suddenly, babe, I've decided I'm gonna be an alpha male. Let's talk about that winter arc trend. Snow falling, piano music in the background. What is that shit? You don't need another book, another planner, another podcast. You need action. You need to execute badly, messily. Messily? That's a word? What it do, YouTube? It's your boy TAYXMILLI back again with another video. If you guys aren't already doing so, please be sure to follow me on all platforms at TAYXMILLI. All right, today we got a great one. Today we're gonna be talking about the dark side of self-improvement. How oftentimes you're not really broken, you're just distracted. You ever wondered how self-improvement turned into a full-time job? People really think they're out here improving because they watched another Andrew Huberman clip. Got us buying journals like limited edition sneakers. You get hype, unbox it, smell the pages, but never wear them out. Now it's a whole industry. Ads, frameworks, life hacks, coaches. Everyone trying to sell you the one trick that's gonna turn you into Batman by Friday. But here's the plot twist. Most of us aren't getting better, we're getting busier. We're not building discipline, we're building doubt. You're not acting, you're overthinking, over-organizing, and overdosing on potential. That's why today we're talking about the dark side of self-improvement. Not the stuff that gurus whisper on soft podcasts. I'm talking the raw truth of why people stay stuck even when they swear they're trying to get better. And spoiler, it's not your potential holding you back, it's your inputs. First, we're gonna cover the self-improvement trap, when learning feels like growing, but it isn't. There was a day I walked into Barnes & Noble's with the confidence of a man who thought that new books meant a new personality. I grabbed 3 self-help books like, yeah, this is it. New era, new arc, new storyline. I walked out that store feeling like I purchased a new identity. Fast forward 1 month, 1 book half read, the other 2 sitting on the shelf looking at me like, damn bro, you kidnapping us? Same thing happened with journaling, meditating, and gratitude lists. Everything lasted about 30 days before the old me took the controller back. And here's the worst part. Failing at self-improvement didn't just make me not improve. It made me feel worse because now not only was I struggling, now I had proof that I couldn't stick to habits that were meant to help me. Let me adjust this light. Adjust the light, get it just right. And that's when I realized self-improvement feels productive. But most of the time, it's procrastination disguised as progress. You're collecting books like infinity stones, but you're not using any of them. You're watching mindset videos daily, but your mind ain't set on nothing. You're dreaming like an architect, but building like a man with no arms. So I'm gonna say something on the real. Don't just collect wisdom, you must apply it. Potential that stays on the shelf ain't potential. It's decoration. You don't get disciplined by reading about discipline. You get disciplined by doing disciplined shit. Moving on, we're gonna talk about the business of selling hope because the self-help industry is a trap too. Here's where it gets darker, right? This whole self-help journey that people glamorize online, it's also a business model, right? Everybody's selling you something. Download this productivity system. Take this $999 course. It changed my life. Become high value in 30 days. Dog, half these people got rich teaching you how to get rich, not from actually being successful in real life. And the wild part, they don't want you to improve. They want to keep you feeling almost improved, almost disciplined, almost confident, almost there, almost enough. Because almost keeps you buying, almost keeps you insecure, and almost keeps you dependent. Information overload benefits them, not you. And look, I'm not anti-books, anti-course, or anti-mentor. But if you're just stacking concepts like Legos with no information, you're not building. You're not leveling up, you're level loading. You don't need more knowledge, you need more standards, more action. You need to stop consuming like a librarian and act like a builder. Next, we're gonna talk about identity crisis, when self-improvement turns us into robots. Here's the part nobody talks about. Self-improvement can actually make you worse before it makes you better. I've seen dudes watch 2 red pill videos and suddenly act like they're Thanos. Dude will be in a perfectly healthy relationship and then suddenly, babe, I've decided I'm gonna be an alpha male. She looking at him like, before today, you couldn't even decide what to eat. This is what happens when people mistake identity for aesthetic. They start becoming characters, walking templates, checklists in human form. But listen, the goal of self-improvement is to improve you, not replace you. You can be disciplined and still goofy. You can be confident and still kind. You can grow without becoming a caricature. Once you lose your authenticity, you're not improving, you're glitching. Bro, it's been getting so dark so fast lately with this, daylight saving shit. What is that shit? Why do we do it? Next, I want to talk about the permanent winter art. Because motherfuckers need to stop treating the grind like a season. Let's talk about that winter art trend. You know the videos, snow falling, piano music in the background. Look, locking in is great. Isolation is powerful. Silence is healing. But here's where people mess up. They treat the grind like a season, like a little 90-day challenge before they come back outside. But here's the real truth. You don't get to retire from self-discipline. You don't get to finish working on yourself. There is no off-season. You're not doing some phase. You're building a permanent version of yourself. The moment you stop building, you start breaking. The moment you stop pushing, you start sliding. Winter arcs don't end, they just evolve. I gotta make sure I don't get jumped in this motherfucker. I'm in an alleyway. Now let me bring this home. You don't need more advice, you need more action. You already know what to do. You don't need another book, another planner, another podcast, another morning routine, another guru telling you to embrace your masculine frame. You need action. You need to execute badly, messily. Messily? That's a word? You need to execute badly, imperfectly. Clarity comes after action, not before. Belief comes after progress, not before. The number one lie we tell ourselves is I'll start when I'm ready. You won't, because readiness isn't a feeling, it's a byproduct. You move first, and then you become the type of person who moves. That's the truth. Ugly, uncomfortable, but liberated. So next time you walk into a bookstore or see a YouTube thumbnail promising success, remember this. You're not behind, you're not unworthy, you're not broken, you're just distracted. And distracted men don't build legacies. Focused ones do. Self-improvement isn't a race, but it is a test. And the question is simple. Will you keep staring at the map, or will you start walking the path? Because as long as you're alive, you're not doomed, you're not done, and you're not defined by your past. You're just one decision away from momentum. Now stop watching people get better and start getting better. Now if you ever forget, replay this video. Or don't. Just do something. All right? Later.